how this new law would work is migrants who cross the US border illegally in between ports of entries could be charged with illegal entry. From that point, they would be taken to a local judge in Texas who could order them to leave the country in lieu of facing prosecution. If they agree to face the country, if they agree to leave the US, then there's no charges are filed. But if they don't agree, then the state would prosecute them on a misdemeanor charge of illegal entry, which could mean months in a Texas jail. If a migrant does agree to leave the country, but then doesn't, they could face even more serious felony charges, which could be years in a Texas prison. Very quickly, within 24 hours of the Texas governor signing this law, civil rights groups and the Texas border county of El Paso filed a lawsuit calling this law unconstitutional. Immigration enforcement is a federal responsibility, and this lawsuit alleges that Texas is going outside of those bounds by trying to enforce immigration law on its own as a state.
I believe that Texas and all states have the absolute right to enforce their borders. The desired effect is for it to be a significant deterrent to illegal immigration. So I think that is the goal. We're trying to stop this, and we're trying to deter these folks from coming across the border illegally. I've said all along that I thought that 95% of the enforcement of this would be within 50 miles of the border. I still believe that. But that's not to say that you couldn't have an instance in Texarkana or in Amarillo or something.
Opponents of this law have railed against this measure for months in the Texas Capitol. They say this law invites racial profiling and will lead to arrests across the state. Importantly, this law is not only enforced near the Texas border. The way the law is written, it allows any police officer in Texas, anywhere in the state, including hundreds of miles away from the border, to arrest someone on illegal entry charges. This law will take effect in March unless it is stopped by a court. More than 20 congressional Democrats have asked the Department of Justice to also file a lawsuit in an attempt to bring this law to a halt before it is enacted, also saying it is unconstitutional and infringes upon the U.S. government's purview over immigration enforcement.